What is going on, everyone? Leon checking in. And this video here is basically 2 years in the making. So today we're here to talk about the Huawei Nexus 6P class action lawsuit update. That is a lot to talk about right now. So basically this is a class action lawsuit that revolves around this device right here, the Huawei Nexus 6P. There is a little bit of history with this device because it was really cool, but it also caused a lot of people a lot of frustration. So when the Nexus 6P first came out, this was a well-received device. It looked really nice. It had a really cool name too, which I missed. And it was just a branded Nexus. Nexus just sounded very futuristic, very cool. It was just like that kind of cliche name for any modern electronic device. Now here we are looking at the back of the device, and you see that we have a two-tone scheme here. The bottom portion is gray, and then we've got more black here. It's actually glass, and that houses the camera and the flash. And then just along the back, you have the Nexus brand in there. Now, if we move on to the front of the device here, you'll see it looks pretty similar to Google's phones of today. This is kind of like where it all started, in my opinion. Now, the reason that you had these two big bezels there was because you had the dual speakers, and those worked really well. Then you also had a camera in the top there that also worked really well. When I bought my first unit, I did buy it through Best Buy, which was a problem because when the issue started happening, I couldn't get Google to cover it because I didn't buy it directly from the Google store. And that was part of the frustration too. So what was the problem with this device? Well, I think there were two problems. I only really experienced one problem at first, and that was the first Nexus 6P. I had the boot loop issue, which I made videos about. Basically, the boot loop issue was when you went to turn on the Huawei Nexus 6P, it never made it to the home screen. It would start to boot up, it would show the Google logo and maybe some other visuals before you get to the home screen. And before you get to the home screen, it would just restart that whole loop. So it would just look like it's continuously rebooting. Some people's devices were actually so bad that they actually didn't power on at all. Then there was the second issue, and I think I'm experiencing it more with this unit. Mine still works, but it does have the battery issue. So basically the Huawei Nexus 6P with the battery issue would die prematurely. So this is a problem that was really big at the time, but there wasn't really a settlement. There were a lot of people that were very disappointed, frustrated, and they were getting a lot of exchanges, and those exchanges were also bad. So that's where this video comes in. We actually have a class action lawsuit, and you can file a claim now. And I think you can get up to $400. Now this is also really bad timing for Huawei because they're going through a lot of negative press concerning their devices in the US. Now the other thing that made this issue really bad was that basically Google and Huawei pretended that there wasn't really an issue. And even though there were many people complaining, they just kind of pushed it away, which was really bad on Google's part because I'm a big fan, and also really bad on Huawei's part. And I think because of this whole issue, I think this is why Google eventually dropped Huawei from making their phones. Okay, so let's talk about how you might find out if you're eligible for this settlement. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw a screen recording in the video here so you can follow along, see what's going on, see how to make a claim, and then get a claim receipt. So the first thing you want to do is log into your emails and check your emails for an email that's titled Nexus 6P Settlement Administrator. Now it's important to check your junk mail because that's actually where I found mine. It was in my junk mail, and then I just opened up the email and went through the directions, which we're going to go through here. This is the contents of the email here. It's pretty simple. It's nothing very long, but it's enough information to let you know what's going on here. So let's go ahead and read this. It says you are receiving this email because records show that you may have purchased a Nexus 6P between September 29th, 2015 and May 3rd, 2019. If so, you may be eligible to receive money from a class action settlement. You can file a claim to collect your recovery in just a few minutes. A federal court approved this notice to inform you that a proposed settlement has been reached in Nexus 6P products liability litigation. And of course, this concerns the Nexus 6P smartphones, and plaintiffs say the Nexus 6P is defective, resulting in two alleged issues. boot loop, or battery drain. Now this just goes on to explain what the boot loop was actually like along with the battery drain. And then the part that's very frustrating here is that you'll see defendants deny these claims. So basically, again, this was Huawei and Google basically covering up these issues. Now that's pretty much it for the email. There are some details, some contact information, that kind of thing. But this is all you really need to know in regards to the email itself. Now the claim is really easy to fill out. You click the link in the email and that brings you to another page in your browser. You'll just have some lines to fill in, mainly your name, your address, and then you can submit documentation. Then you choose what problems you actually have with the phone, and then you agree to the terms and conditions, and then you submit your claim. Now once you're done filling out the claim information, you'll eventually get a confirmation receipt of all of this. And it's titled Confirmation of Receipt of Your Online In-Read Nexus 6P Products Liability Litigation Claim. This doesn't really give us a timeline of when the settlement will be finished or how much of a settlement each person will get. Now for me, I did choose the check method to get my settlement. Again, I don't know what my settlement will actually be, but there was the direct deposit option, and I think there was also PayPal. So I think we're just gonna be waiting until we get our check in the mail, our direct deposit in the bank, or something through PayPal. So that is pretty much it for this video today. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, make sure you leave a like. If you have any questions or comments, as always, drop those below and I'll do my best to answer them. Now you can support the channel by heading on over to my Amazon storefront or hitting the subscribe button. And until next time, Leon checking out.